Shalom, and all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakak, Badash, and double honor to our apostles, our elders, and bishops here at Great Millstone for teaching His truth that's gone all around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. All right, this is your brother Atazawan from the Great Millstone here in St. Louis. And we're going to get into a quick lesson. And this lesson really is just going to be based off of, some thoughts that I had early this morning in how the men of the Lord are vexed in this life right now and all the things that we have to deal with. Okay, and that doesn't mean that the few sisters who believe, Salakia, the few sisters that believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that you're not going through trials and tribulations yourself. But mainly the men that preach and teach and that sigh and cry, all right, where we sometimes get to feel overburdened, all right, and sometimes you begin to feel like you're in this thing alone, you're walking alone, all right, and we know better. We know that the Spirit is with us. We know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is with us, and the angels are encamped round about us, all right, those that fear the Lord, okay. I was thinking about pulling that scripture, but maybe I'll get to it. All right. And so, we endure a lot through this walk. Okay. And like I said, it sometimes seems like a very lonely walk, because you have to deal with the people in your life on a daily basis. You have to deal with what's going on out there in the world that you face every day, whatever that may be, whatever job you do or hold. All right, and you got to deal with all these devils everywhere you go, okay? And, we're just feeble men in the flesh, right? And your flesh begins to get weak sometimes. And so what do we have that kind of boosts us up, right? That keeps the spirit on us? Well, we turn to the scriptures to help us. Because let's face it, we get weak, okay? The flesh is weak. And sometimes you do get that feeling that you just can't go on, or you just can't take another thing, One more thing might really feel like it's going to destroy you, all right? So that's when you return in your mind, really through the Spirit, you think about the scriptures. And that's what the scriptures are for, right? To comfort you, to keep you lifted up. All right, so that you don't fall. All right, so pretty much that's the premise of this lesson, and I'll go into it right here. We'll start right here at John 16:16, and it says, "A little while and ye shall not see me again, a little while and ye shall see me, because I go to the Father. Then said some of his disciples among themselves, What is this that he saith unto us? A little while and ye shall not see me, and again a little while ye shall see me, and because I go to the Father," right? So the disciples were kind of confused at what Yahweh meant by that. All right. So let's keep going to verse 18. It says, they said, "Therefore, what is this that he saith a little while?" As you see the question mark. "We cannot tell what he saith." Now Yahweh knew that they were desirous of him. They were desirous to ask him, and said unto him, Salakia, and said unto them, "Do ye inquire among yourselves of that I said, a little while and ye shall not see me, and again a little while and ye shall see me?" So he asked him, "Are you all pondering what I just told you?" Okay. "Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. A woman, when she is in travail, has sorrow, because her hour is come, but as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you." All right. So in the grand scheme of things, we suffer sorrow in this life, right? It's painful. This life is painful. There are people in your life that, you may love and be concerned about. And really, because of the truth, they leave your life. All right. And though it may hurt you in the flesh, when you keep in mind that all things are in the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we can't fight the Lord. So the Lord has made a decision that certain people will deal with you, certain people will be in your life, and then one day they're gone, right? And that's how it is in this truth. And so there's going to come a time in a day where all the pain that you feel and suffer now is not going to amount to anything, right? But we'll be in the spirit of rejoicing, all right? We'll be out of this weak flesh, okay? And these are the things that this life has for us, whatever it so be, okay? However it comes to you. It could be a loved one, it could be a wife, it could be a husband, for you sisters out there. And because of the truth, they're offended, and now they want to leave you, all right, and don't want to be with you anymore. It could be a number of things. It could be the best job you thought you ever had in your life, and all of a sudden it's gone. Now you have to figure out what you're going to do, in which you return to the scriptures. And if you know the scriptures enough, now particularly men, who preach and teach, that your comfort is in the scriptures and what Yahweh Shai has promised to those who diligently work for him. All right, we're going to take on this sorrow, we're going to take on this pain, okay, but in the life to come, it's not even going to be worthy of remembering, okay? And so we have to bear with it and suffer with it for right now, okay? This is Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 16. It says, I commune with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of the spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. And so that's where a lot of us men feel this, all right? The more we become wise through the scriptures, through the spirit, the more sorrow it appears that we experience. Again, be it that it may be a relationship with a son or a daughter, it may be a relationship with your wife that's gone, south to a point of no return. And it's really because of the wisdom that you have now, all right? And so these pains that we feel in the flesh, nonetheless you feel it. You feel so-called heartbroken, all right? You feel like, you were done wrong, by a person or something that happened in your life. And now you may struggle for a little while to get over it, all right? But you're going to have to get over it, all right? And trust in the Lord. And that's the biggest thing, is your trust in the Lord. No matter what it is, no matter how Satan may try to attack you, in your mind, you have to continue pressing forward, all right? The Lord didn't give you this truth for no reason, okay? Pretty much men who preach and teach and are diligent and sincere, quite possibly we are the elect men. And so you pray for strength. You pray that the Lord keeps his spirit upon you and that you can continue to soldier on, because that's what the scriptures tell you, to be a good soldier for Yahweh Shai. All right. So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. We'll read all of this. Verse 1, it says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? All manner of things are going to come at you, okay? And you have to know this on the onset, okay? Now, I say for myself, I didn't think when I came into the truth, I would be challenged as much as I have been, for the nearly 8 years or so that I've been in the truth. I didn't foresee the things that have been coming after me or pursuing me, if you will, in the last, I would say the last 5 years, 4 years. I've had to deal with a lot, dealing with health issues, family issues, and all that sort of thing, right? Not to make it about myself, but just for an example, because there are brothers out there who can relate to it, okay? All right? So you have all kinds of things that come at you, all right? Going on to verse 2, it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, right? Not intermittently, but constantly, right? Constantly endure, keep pushing forward, all right? Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end, right? So we continue on in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? All right, and then we'll see how everything shakes out. It's going to be for our benefit. There's no doubt about that. You just have to get past the emotional part and this, the emotional part of what you're experiencing now, okay? Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, right? Whatsoever is brought upon you, okay? Again, you may have had the job of your life and lost it, or had to give it up for whatever reason, or like in many brothers' cases, and myself included, you gave up a job that paid really well because it was going to interfere with the truth, okay? But and in that causes other problems in your life, especially if you're a man that has a wife and children, that depend on you, okay? They're dependent on you, but you depend on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So you see things differently than they do, okay? Especially when it comes to a woman. A woman is pretty much, if she's not in the truth or knows about the truth, they're pretty much carnal-minded, okay? Going on back into verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and right, we, Lord willing, are that gold. We are that silver, but we have to be tried by the Spirit of the Lord, all right? For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, right? If you want to be an acceptable man by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you must take your walk, right? As it says in one scripture, to pick up your cross, right? Okay? Verse 6, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall, right? So we're in this truth, and we're trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. There's no better place to be, all right? And so we are in that hope, right, for his mercy and for his grace to keep us covered, all right? Verse 8, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail, right? And so we doing all of this for a reward, okay? And that reward is what? Salvation, right? Eternal life, immortal bodies, right? Spiritual power in the kingdom, okay? So everything on this side, it means nothing, okay? Because it's all going to fade away, all right? Verse 9, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him, right? So the Lord, even though we don't hear it audibly, right? We know through the Spirit, the unction, that when we send up our prayers on a daily basis, and most brothers, I know for myself, I'm praying all day. Some kind of way, I'm trying to pray to the Lord, because this life can overwhelm you, even for those of us in the truth. It can still feel overwhelming, okay? Verse 10 again, Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. And we're being afflicted now, all right, one way or another. Now, it's a light affliction, because we don't get the justice that we really should be getting from the Lord. The Lord has had mercy on us, okay? So we're under light afflictions, even though it may seem harsh and hard right now, okay? Verse 12, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended, right? So, you can't faint in this truth, okay? Or else the Lord may pull back on you, right? And you don't want that. I know I don't want it. Verse 14, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you, right? So we don't want to lose patience. We want to stay right there in the pocket, as we say, all right? They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. And that's what we constantly try to do on a daily basis. Some days we do fall short, but we pray and ask the Lord to have mercy and forgive us. All right? We're not going to walk away from his words, from his commandments, from his laws, from his statutes. We're going to do the very best that we can. This is all we have, okay? We're banking on this for our reward. All right, there's nothing really left in this earth for us, okay, but to get to the end of this thing. You see, verse 16, they that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men, right? And so no matter what anybody tries to tell you, we take our chances with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Your wife want to leave you. Well, I guess the only thing you could say is, well, go on and go. You give her that letter of divorcement, as it were. But here in Esau's kingdom, they can go and divorce you. And if that be the case, then okay, well, good riddance, all right? Or you lose that job, they come and tell you, as they used to say back in the old days, hand you your pink slip, okay? Whatever the case may be, all right? We're gonna keep our faith and trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right? And this goes to you women, you sisters out there, you true sisters, you sisters who really believe and are repentant, okay? The Lord is gonna have mercy on you too. All right. Verse 18 again, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Right. And this is a very good chapter. I really needed to read this. This was heavy on my mind, because I myself am going through a whole lot of things health-wise and, things around the house, so to speak, not to get deep into it. But, I got my fair share of troubles, believe me, all right? This is Proverbs 3:1, and it reads, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. There are things that the Lord is working that you don't see, that you don't understand. Okay? So when you see something with your physical eyes or you experiencing something in your life, you can't necessarily say you know exactly what's going on, right? So you have to be mindful as a man in the truth that, this must be the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that this happened to me, right? That I go through this experience because I'm in his hands. So all things are done by him. And I just have to continue on in this truth and be comforted by the scriptures and know that all things are being done by him. Again, whether it be affliction that you're going through in the body, whether it be unjustly accused of something, or that you have as a brother, your wife leaves you, whatever it is, right? We have the mindset that all things are done by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and just wait patiently, all right, for all the things to clear up for you. The Lord going to make it plain to you, okay? Even if you can't naturally understand what you're looking at, that's when, as a spiritual man, you say, I'm going to wait on the Lord, and all of this is going to be brought to pass. All of this is going to be made clear to me eventually. You see, verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. All right. So when you keep that fear of the Lord and you stay away from evil, right? If a person, let's say, does do you wrong, you're not going to try to, go tit for tat, be petty about certain things. You just say, okay, you got it. All right. And you let the Lord handle that. You put a prayer up, that the Lord will increase you. Okay. And the Lord will bring understanding to you as to what he's doing. All right. Let me see here. We got a couple more. I didn't want this to be that long. Let's go over here to what the disciples' reward, right? Because in the natural sense, that's all, we're really looking at is it's like, Lord, why am I going through this? We like grasshoppers in the sight of the Lord. We can't really ask why, but you say, I have to trust you. I don't know why this came upon me the way that it did, but you know what? I got to trust you. You see, it's Matthew. And we go through that because we're in the flesh. We just men, we go through that from time to time. Matthew 19:27, and it reads, and when Peter, Salakia, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Right? So in the natural sense, Peter's like, okay, we got to follow you. All right. But we walked away from everything. They were fishermen, businessmen, if you will. Right. Didn't have very much money. They had children. They had wives, some of them. You see. And they came to serve the Lord. Okay. But a man in the natural sense is, man, I sure hope this is worth it. As a physical man, that thought may enter into your mind. Verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Right. So that's the reward for the disciples. Right. And today you can liken yourself as a disciple if you're following behind Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Okay. And these are the things, if you will, reward-wise, that we shall receive, okay? But on this side, we're going to have to deal with the sorrows of this life, okay? Verse 30, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first, okay? So there are many that put the gospel, starting with our apostles here, put the gospel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua first in their life, right? And men follow suit. And again, there are women that follow suit. Young children that follow suit. Okay? Let me see here. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it reads, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, right? So there are things that enter into your life or have been in your life. You find yourself in the truth, then all of a sudden they're gone. Okay? You have people in your family, who you used to be cool with, and now they're not cool with you because you don't celebrate the holidays. You don't wish them a happy birthday. You're not all on Facebook taking selfies and pictures and loading up pictures and shit about what you eating and where you are, what you doing. You don't do those things anymore. And so now they cast you out of their company, right? They don't even mention you or acknowledge you as if you're shit, their father or their husband or their brother or their uncle or whatever you are to them, okay? And it's because of the truth, all right? So there's a time in the season, right? A season is a certain time period that people will be in your life, whether it be 5 years, 30 years, 40 years, 10 years, okay? Especially when you come into this truth, most of the people that you deal with or had been dealing with, that time period for them in your life is up, more than likely, okay? Very seldom, and I'll take it from a man's perspective, very seldom do the people that said that they loved you before you came in the truth will love you while you in the truth. Usually they exit your life, Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, right? So most of us are in this period of time in our lives where we do more crying than we do laughing, Most of us are in that time period where we do more mourning than we do dancing, Sometimes we dance. Yeah, sometimes we laugh, looking at what's going on in the world, looking at how stupid and simple Jake is out there, But a lot of the times, because wisdom has increased, we have more sorrow. You see, we do more weeping, than we do laughing. We'll go down here to verse 5, and it says, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, right? And you'll find that with those who will leave your life, okay? You don't know it at a certain point that this will be the last time that you embrace them, right? And then all of a sudden, they're out of your life. They don't call you no more. They don't come see you no more, okay? Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, all right? So you can't take the things of old into the things of the new, right? You can't take things from an old relationship and put them into your new relationship, you see? And when you're in a relationship with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the things that once were before that time, they fall off. All right? And get this last scripture. This is Revelation 3 and 10, and it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? Going into that hour where you either you is or you ain't, right? Going to take that mark. And you're going to see that maybe there's some people hanging around in your life now that won't be there when this is implemented, right? They're going to walk away. They're going to fall away out of your life because they're going to take it. All right? You ain't going to have no dealings with them. And then you're starting to see that now. You examine your life and you see, hell, if you came into, let's just take a date. You came into the truth 2010. Here you are 15 years later. You can count probably on one hand how many people you still deal with from 2010. So just wait until that hour of temptation comes. For us brothers, all we gonna have are the brothers of the faith, of truth. Okay? Verse 11, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Right? And that's the main thing. Right? No matter how low of a state you've gone into, all things in the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's orchestrating everything. Okay? The angels are working. The Lord is working. The men, the brothers are working. Okay? Working it to its perfection. Though it may not seem like it, it's working towards its perfection. We'll finish this out right here at verse 12 and 13. All right, it says here in verse 12, he that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. And right now, we're the churches, right? We're the true church, right, of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The brotherhood all across the earth. We're the churches, okay? And the few believing sisters and young children out there, all right? It's rough, and it's about to get worse, but fall upon the scriptures. Pray without ceasing, all right? And not to sound like them people in the Baptist church, but in the by and by, right? In due time, in other words, in due time, the Lord is going to make everything all right. So, Lord willing, this little lesson was comforting, to those that may watch it. It's not as bad as it may feel to you in your physical body. It's not sorrowful, okay, though you will feel sorrow, but there's a brighter day that's coming for us if we don't lose patience, right? And may the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai be with each and every one of you and your household, right, until we can get out of here and get to righteousness and glory. And I'll end it right there, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, B'Kak, B'Dash, and double honor to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'll see you all again real soon with another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.